Hey y'all, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a podcast style video using ChatGPT, Dzine, and 11 Labs. All right, so for the sake of this tutorial, I've already created everything, but I'm going to take it step by step so that you see how to do it. All right, so here's my prompt that I gave it. Okay, create a pod style script with a female speaker and a male speaker, and they're talking about GLP-1s, right? I had to be petty and do that one, okay? And so I want it to be under a minute because, like I said, just like with OpenAI, it takes a lot of credits to generate these longer videos, okay? Whereas if you're just doing like a basic video, with your AI, you're not getting all those credits. So that's why you'll see a lot of people that share song releases and maybe once a week, right? Because those credits do add up if you're trying to do like 5 or 6 of the same videos. Okay. So some of these artists have the paid plan. Okay. So again, I'm currently on the paid plan, but it is going to expire because like I said, I was still looking at what platforms I love the best. Now, once I launch my podcast in the future, because like I said, I was going to do a podcast for the GLP-1 space, but I feel like we have enough ladies in the space that offer that can do that. Right now, I'm like a no niche. So I want to be an educator. That's my goal. I like to help people that want to work from home and make content and things like that. So I'm not going to be on this subscription. Okay. I'll just be on HeyGen and then have my selfie where I can create my own luxury. Okay. So here is the price, stuff like that you can look at. We're going to go back to the dashboard. So the first thing that you want to do, okay, you're going to come to ChatGPT, create your skit, okay, or your skit script or whatever. All right. I did less than a minute because again, this can take a little bit of time. If you're doing them long skits, it takes more credits and more time, right? I'm gonna show you why. So after you do this, what we're gonna do is go to 11 Labs. You should already know how to create your voice and things like that, okay? What we're gonna do is we're going to make audios, right? For the female and the male speaker, and we have to do that for each line, all right? So I've already done that. So you gotta put in her line, you gotta choose the voice, and then you regenerate the speech. All right. You got to do that for the male. You come over here for the male and you need to do this one. You got to make sure you're doing each skit. Okay. So once you do that in 11 Labs, you make sure you download each audio, and it makes more sense to save them as, like T123. So that way it doesn't become confusing when you're putting them all together in Dzine. All right. So now that we've created the audio for the skit, we now need to go to Dzine and put it all together. Okay. The good thing about Dzine that I love is that you can actually create an image, right, of what you're looking for. So I'm going to create an image here so that way you can see what I'm speaking of. So we're going to go and we're going to do text to image. Okay. And here you would just say it's a female artist, and I'm going to get my prompt. Hold on one second. Okay, so here's my prompt that I always use, and I will give you access to this prompt so that way you can play around with it, all right? Because when you're doing a podcast, you want it to be you, right? So mine is a dark brown skin man. I said I wanted a black hoodie, her sweetest, stuff like that. I ended up changing this because I just kept having to edit it. So I said a black hoodie with a silver crown with a woman and afro. Okay. Then I said him. He was wearing, let me make sure I got everything right. He's wearing a dark green jogger with black and gray Jordans and wears a thick chain, light medium skin. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I've made the changes so that it's easier for it to generate. All right. So then you can do flux, you can do I think I do seed if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to do seed stream. All right. And as you can see, it's going to tell you how many credits that it's going to use. All right. So we're going to go ahead and generate the image. Okay, y'all. So here is the final prompt or whatever. I try to keep it simple because when you're adding a lot of other detail to it, it can get glitchy. Okay. So I'm going to go with this one. I like this one. We're going to go to lip sync. All right. And from here, you're going to upload. So we're going to do speaker 1, right? and then we have him, and he'll be the speaker 2. So you want to select that. And then here is where it gets fun. All right, so what we're going to do is, you remember how I said you have to add each audio for each speaker. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're going to go and we're going to upload the audio that I said we downloaded, right? So we're going to do T1. That's going to do that, right? Then we're going to go to his, and we're going to upload him. So we'll have Joe 1. All right, and I always move this out like right here so that he starts speaking right after she does. Okay, then we come back and we're going to add hers. We're going to go to T2. Okay, and we're going to go here, come down here, close to like right there. We're going to upload Joe 2. All right, then we're going to come back up here again, and don't do it too far out because you don't want it to look awkward, but you don't want it to him to be cutting her off either. Okay, and here we go. This is the last one. All right, so now we got the audio. We're good. Now, as I said, do you have the credits? It's about 324 because that's about a 44-second video, okay? So the longer the video, the more credits you're going to have to buy, all right? I'm going to show you guys one that I've already generated so that I can save the credits, okay? All right. Okay, here we go. This is the one that I created a few weeks ago. All right, to give you an idea of how it's going to look. Now, again, when I speak of the audio, you want to make sure that your audio is close together because you don't want to have it to where it's too far out. Okay, you definitely don't want that. So here is the video that I created. All right. There we go. And that's all you got to do, guys. So this is how you would generate a podcast style video using ChatGPT, Dzine, and 11 Labs. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any further questions.